I'm Josh.
I'm Banks. We are
Odd places.
going viral.
Yes.
Winter Garden, still.
Yes,
Just
we are.
eating up this place. So, Josh, what does it mean to be American? You are an American, right?
I am a United Statesian. I'm a North American.
All right.
I'm not a fan of that word.
American?
And I know people use it, and I'm okay with that, obviously. But Canada is still in North America. So is Mexico. Aren't they Americans too?
No, they're Canadians and they're Mexicans.
But they're in America.
And we're American. Yeah. Okay. You're.
I just, it's just
You're attacking
one of those weird
the
curiosities.
linguistic aspect of it. Why is it that you don't like that word American?
Well, okay, as we mean it, as being a citizen of the United States.
Yes.
I'm not. It's been tainted.
I agree.
It's been tainted.
I definitely agree. Why has it been tainted?
Because there's another label called Republicans.
Well, I mean,
Partly. I don't want to completely blame them.
people are use the word American as in a United Statesian, like you had said, and wrap themselves in national pride and wrap themselves in the flag. And those are negative connotations that's come out of this term American.
Yes. Yeah. And I think a big part of it is we're spoiled and arrogant. And that's not attractive. That's not how you make friends in the rest of the world. You don't come when you're spoiled and you come across arrogant and we're better than you and this high degree of nationalism.
Josh, other countries have this same type of nationalism.
Some do, yes.
Okay.
And we don't like them either. North Korea, very nationalist. Russia, very national. I didn't say patriotic. That's different. But there's countries that are nationalist. We don't like them too much.
Okay, so what is the difference between patriotic and nationalism?
Patriotism is being proud of your country. Nationalism is like the ego aspect of that, where you say we're better than you. We're the only country that matters. No other country matters. We're the only one. Everything we do is our own self-interest. Can you imagine a person coming up to you and saying, "Hey Banks, nice to meet you. By the way, everything I'm going to do is going to be in my own personal interest. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with you and spending some time getting to know you better. But not really, as long as it benefits me." I mean, it's silly. Like, it would never work in an interpersonal relationship, but we think nationalism is this thing we should do as a country. And that's American.
All right, you're kind of. All right. I get your point. I have met people that, and you know what? I have been that person who has been around other people and going, "What can I get from this?"
You've been a nationalist?
No. Been around people and well, how can you, Josh, help me?
Okay.
Increase my career, make me more money. You know, me.
Right.
Okay. And I used to be that person. I don't think I was that person since I've met you.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. And those people are out there, and that's the way you look at America, United States of America, as in what do we get out of this? Why are we going into Afghanistan? What is it for us? What is it for us?
Correct.
So then let's go beyond that. What does it mean to be an American? Okay, or let's say a United Statesian. Okay, what does it mean to be a United Statesian?
In my opinion.
Yeah, we're changing the linguistics so that you take out the connotation of American.
What does it mean to be United Statesian? It means to set an example for the world.
Isn't that a bit hubris? Isn't that kind of like being American? Like,
no, because here's the difference. Set an example. So I think every person, and every country should have a stand. We stand for democracy, let's say. Let's say that's one of our stands.
Okay.
So our responsibility is to run democracy as perfectly as possible here set an example. That doesn't mean we force other countries to be democratic. It doesn't mean we go and shame other countries who aren't democratic. It just means we believe in democracy, which we don't anymore, but we believe in democracy, and then we are that beacon of hope for other countries that want to be democratic. That's what it really means to be
set an example.
Setting that example.
Okay, and the example is democracy. We're using that as a term.
That's a great example because we don't believe in it like we used to. Overall as a country. We have half the country trying to go anti-democratic, actively working against democracy right now.
Okay, I'm going to argue that just one little point. November 6, 2020. Okay, this is the positive. More people voted, percentage of people voted than in, I don't know, 200 years.
Yeah.
How can you say that we're not democratic? We got out and voted.
Yes, and then what happened? Then the losers went and attacked the Capitol, tried to overthrow the government. That's not democratic. Then the state governments are all enacting right now laws to reduce voter turnout, to suppress the vote intentionally and openly. They're not even hiding it. They're literally calling it voter suppression laws, and they're okay with it. They're not hiding it. We are moving there's a huge anti-democratic movement.
Okay, I cannot argue with on that. That is.
And what does the world say? What does the world see when they see stuff like this? Are we setting the good example?
Well, I don't think we are. I mean, personally, I don't think we are.
Right.
We are not the beacon of the example. Oh my God, look at them. They're doing it right, and it's happening. Yes, I get your point. To be an American for me is to, this pursuit of happiness. It is a pursuit of happiness. You have a place, we have a land, communities where we get to pursue happiness. We're not given happiness. It's rainbow and pot of gold. You get to pursue it. Hey, I like to farm.
Well, we get to pursue it.
Okay.
You and I.
Oh, you're saying because we're white male, or
that's part of it. We have a little bit easier pursuits.
All right. Put that aside.
Okay.
In general, granted, we've got
idealistically, yes.
Idealistically,
right.
We get to pursue it.
Yeah.
We get to have these liberties, freedom of speech, more than likely. I mean, we're pretty. We get to pray to whoever we want to pray to. We get to have firearms.
As long as it's Christ.
No, it's not. I mean, in America, we get to. If you want a gun, you can have a gun in our country. Some other countries, I mean, these are liberties that we have. You know what? You want to run for office? You can run for office. I mean, now, Russia, I think, and Belarus, any opposition is squashed.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not comparing Russia to us. I'm just saying, in our country, if you want to run for office, you can run for office. The whatever party is not going to come after you. The opposing party is not going to come after you and go, no, you can't run, Josh. You got to be put in jail.
No, they're going to wait for you to get elected. Then they're going to try and do an armed rebellion, insurrection against the government.
All right. That did happen. Look where we are now.
It did happen.
That did happen.
It absolutely happened. And it might happen again.
It may.
Don't think it can't happen again.
I don't think. Look at where we are now. I mean, granted, we do have some issues with our laws, but here's the beautiful thing that's happening, Josh. 2020. Every 2 years, we get to vote again. We get to say yes or no to whoever is in office, whoever the incumbent is. And if the trajectory is anywhere like it is in 2022, the people that made these laws will not be they will lose their jobs. You don't know that. I don't know that. The point is, look at how many people voted.
If people get to vote. If every citizen who has the right to vote gets to vote. That's not going to be the case. How bad is it going to be? We don't know yet. But we already know every citizen who's able to vote is not going to, or is eligible to vote, is not going to be able to.
We live in a land that we pursue happiness. We get to pursue happiness. I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
We are Odd Places going.
I don't know.
Look how big your fist is compared to mine. Yeah, you're big at fist.
You should do a Spartan race and then that'll strengthen.